Okay, so now that 2022 is over, I wanted to do a little bit of a comparison between 2022 and 2021 in terms of events and bonds. That's because I've noticed something interesting about just the way I sort of like value events these days. And this year, like the ones that I chose as my favorites, they had a pattern of like meeting new people or doing new things, as well as being in a different place and doing like an activity that I don't normally do. So there was a beach event that was like on a Discord that was really, really big. And I met a lot of different people, played like a lot of different things. That was really fun. Renaissance Fair, that was like a new experience. I got to throw some axes. I went with new friends as well. So it was sort of like just a lot of novelty to it. My birthday event, essentially, that's what I have every year. And I just enjoy doing it. Just having all my friends together in one place and just like making up games for them to play and stuff like that. It's novel in its own sense that I make up new games every year. And then went to San Diego, visited Torrey Pines. That was with new friends, and just being in San Diego, that's not something I do very often. So, because I don't live there, I live closer to LA. And then again, a different trip in San Diego where we went kayaking, tried a place called Extraordinary Desserts, like for the first time, and that was like really, really good. Then there was like a Vegas Airbnb trip that was super fun too. Never got an Airbnb like near Vegas and sort of had that type of experience, so it was like really fun with friends. There was a scavenger hunt in Dana Point that overall was really fun because like we had like a group of friends where we split into 3 teams, and it was just like us trying to beat each other's time essentially for that scavenger hunt. Yeah, you guys get the idea. It's essentially just like going to different places, doing things that I normally don't do as my top events. And let's look at 2021. I haven't actually really looked at this in a long time. So the things that I put as blue are things that I feel I valued a bit more of. So I'm just gonna ignore everything that's not blue, essentially. So there was a birthday party that I really enjoyed, escape room event, meeting up with old friends at a restaurant, like friends visiting, film shoot in Big Bear, another film shoot in an escape room. I'd say those are the top events from 2021. In comparison to like 2022, they feel so small. Like they feel like they would be in the fun events list versus the top events. Oh yeah, there was like a Steezy event where I met Fang from Quest Crew too, so that was cool. I didn't really rank it the same way I did like before, so it's hard to gauge, and especially since it's so far away from like beyond a year ago. So yeah, that's just something I noticed. The fun events are generally just like events where I hang out with a friend, I have a really like nice time catching up with them. We do an activity that's like eating out like for dinner or lunch, catching up. Escape room events these days are more like the fun events because like I've done so many escape rooms, like over 30 at this point. And then essentially just like activities I feel that are like board game nights essentially. Some of them are like really, really fun, but they don't have that like super memorable color to them anymore. Like I feel like that's why for 2023, I've decided like each month I really want to try like to have a brand new experience, and hopefully with other people as well, to sort of make it that sort of like events, bonds, big event at the end of the year. I'll put this at the top of my list. So that's sort of just something I wanted to take note of, because these past months after the whole Friendsgiving thing went with like what I learned from like the Nerf battle that we did, it's essentially like trying to craft and trying to create the events that you will remember. It's not really like forcing it. It's more so like looking at the patterns of the past and sort of seeing, oh, this is why these are my top favorite events, and I feel like this is why they were my top favorite events. It's because of the novelty, because of the like new place, new experiences, new activities, an activity you don't do as much, and because I feel like those are the things that make it like my favorite events from the year, I'm going to try to have more in the new year of those types of events. And I'm not going to be like just sitting around hoping that they happen. I'm going to like try to be proactive about it and try to make them happen, essentially. So that's essentially the moral of the story, and sort of like the lesson from reflecting on specifically events and bonds, since 2022's events and bonds were just really, really prominent and good. So it just made me think, like, how can I continue to make it like as good? But yeah, so hopefully me talking and me showing you sort of like my thought process and my reflection on this events and bonds thing can help you come up with some ideas on how to make sort of I guess your events and bonds category or social life category better. If you enjoyed this whole reflection, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.